Majestic Mayhem. I'm your host, Death Dealer, and I'm the only one who has a working camera today, so you get to stare at me for the most part. Welcome. But we have added someone special and new, and I will let her introduce herself now.
Hi guys, I'm ZebbraFries, however you want to say it. If that sounds familiar, you might have listened to Four Guys with Quarters for like 3 or 4 years. Hi.
Ma'am, you're the last one. Come on.
Oh, I am Cozy Beluga.
All right, and today's topic we are going to be discussing because we didn't really get too much into it before. We're going to be discussing Valentine's themed movies, and of course, as most of you know, I am all about the horror movies. I'm not sure what Zebra prefers, but
I'm also horror.
Oh, cool. Okay, see, and then Cozy's also into horror, so we all might just be picking horror movies. And we all might have the same choices, so you guys must just get like 3 picks. Who knows? But with that being said, I will let you go first, Zebra, and you can do your pick first.
Okay, so my first pick, I know that you wanted us to pick 3, but I only picked 2 movies. Was my first pick. This is actually what I watched on Valentine's Day. Was My Bloody Valentine, the 2009 remake, specifically because of Jensen Ackles, and I love that man with all my heart. But yeah, so that was my first pick, just because one, it does actually have some really good gore stuff to it.
Yeah.
And then just I don't know, it does happen on Valentine's Day, so perfect. It's a Valentine's Day movie. But yeah, so that was my first pick, and then I did have just a regular rom-com movie, which was The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. I decided to do one of each.
Let's go back to that My Bloody Valentine, because Jensen Ackles. Okay,
yeah,
I totally agree with you on that one.
Thank you.
Made that movie. They could have remade it just a little better, in my opinion. It's not the worst.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But he makes the movie completely watchable. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I've been watching that man since Supernatural, since the first
2005
Supernatural, and and I'm old enough to have stayed home and had to have watched soap operas with grandmas and moms and stuff.
Yeah, Days of Our Lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know that man's history. I love that man so much. I watched Days of Our Lives too with my mother. So
just like I watched, I actually ended up seeing House of Wax.
With
Jared.
With Jared.
And I was like, man, he could have had a better part in this. He should have been in this a lot longer. Like, that would have made the movie good. Like, the whole thing was like, you let him go too soon. And I would not have minded the shirtless scene at all. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I would have been okay with it.
Yeah. With Jared and Paris Hilton. And then with going back in Supernatural, having Jared and Paris Hilton on an episode together again. It was really funny.
And then, oh my god!
And then mentioning House of Wax in that episode too.
Yes.
And they cut to Jared's face.
And I think the funniest part is the fact that they're both married to women that were on the show who played exact opposite characters of each other. Like, one married a demon and one married an angel.
Yeah, I mean, the angel that she plays is not a good one.
Yeah, but it's still hysterical to think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But definitely a fantastic pick. I have to agree with you on that one. Absolutely. Cozy, what's your pick?
Oh my goodness. I'll go with Pontypool.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. That's an indie. Isn't that considered an indie film? Yeah, it is, because
I don't know. I don't remember where I randomly watched it at, but it was so fascinating because it was like you don't know where it's going at all. and I remember I didn't even know it was a until I was looking like, oh, what Valentine's Day movies can I pick? I didn't even know it was actually a Valentine's Day movie. Just, but the theme of it being very much about like, love and that sort of thing, but also being a horror and absolutely scary. Shh.
I
Um,
didn't
I really
actually know
enjoyed
there
it.
was a Valentine's Day movie until you actually said that. I had
So
no idea.
technically, a Valentine. It takes place mostly on February 14th, and I didn't know that either.
That's interesting. I never knew that. And I've watched that movie several times because I do love that movie because it is such a different like zombie movie because they're not really zombies in the way the
Yes.
virus is done is it's so unique and different. And the fact that it takes place mostly in like one building and it's so entertaining. It's kind of like I would like to say it's almost a predecessor to Wreck if you
Yeah.
think about it, because it's an extremely interesting story that takes place in one building, but they do it really, really well. It's not often that movies can do something like that. And
I agree.
I believe I read, or I believe I saw in an interview from one of the guys who was in Pontypool. They said that they shot it in a short period of time too. It's like I think they did it in Canada. I think they filmed it in Canada
Yeah.
and they only filmed it in like a week or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like a really quick, really low budget thing. So it's like, wow, that's interesting for, I mean, they did a heck of a lot better job, in my opinion, than Paranormal Activity, but I won't go into that rant. I'll save you all that one for another day.
I'd love to hear that rant.
Oh God! Oh! I despise those movies, and I took part in a Secret Santa gift exchange one year. One of those mail gift exchange things.
Yeah.
And like everybody that knows me in my personal life knows I despise those movies. I've made fun of them since the very beginning.
Mhm.
And someone sent me the entire collection of those movies. I was livid when I opened that box. I was like, are you kidding me? So I regift them to someone I didn't really want to have to buy a gift for, but to be polite, you have to give them something. So I gave them that and was like, "You love these, enjoy." Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
am.
the correct thing to do. That's the correct thing to do.
Right? Yeah, gotta get them out. Oh, I see we have quite a few people. Of course, Timmy. That's
Timmy!
right. And yeah, I'm sure you loved my singing this morning. That won't happen again. Hi, Trinity. How are you, my dear? Nice to see you. Yeah, this morning on Good Morning Xbox for on Axel's iconic video games channel, Dreadful does the show with them in the mornings, and Cool Cat Terry, they were trying to get her to sing Barbie Girl, the Aqua version.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be just a joke. She was going to do it bad. It was supposed to be bad. Well, she's done it in the past on streams, and she's like, you can go find one of my streams. You don't have to. I'm not doing it. So I come running across the house into the room my husband's in. I'm like, I'll do it. So there's an absolutely, and believe it or not, I actually can't sing. I took chorus in high school, but there is a horrid rendition of me singing a chorus of Barbie Girl this morning. If you ever wanted to see that, you're welcome. Okay. Well, I guess I will do my Valentine's Day movie pick. Well, My Bloody Valentine was one of them because, Jensen Ackles, of course, obviously.
Yes, obviously.
Let me think. Oh, now I'm having a brain fart, and there really is. I can't even think of what the name of it is now, and it's got the guy that played Angel in it with, you know what, I'm going to have to look this up real quick before I make an ass of myself.
David Boreanaz?
It's the cherub one. I should be more. See, I'm never prepared for anything. Don't worry. Someday I'll have it together, folks. Someday. Not today.
When I was on Four Guys, whenever we did like those big like E3 or whatever events and stuff, I had like notes and notes and notes in my phone, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna forget anything.
I usually do have like a list and all this stuff preset, so I'm normally really good with all this stuff. It's just it's an off week for me.
So it's been an off year and a half for me, so I get it.
Yeah. Okay. I found it. Okay, it's Valentine from 2001. It has Denise Richards in it. Let me pull up the rest of the cast. Here we go. David Boreanaz. There we go.
I was like, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I forgot Katherine Heigl was in this. Jessica Sheffel. Even one of the chicks from Grey's Anatomy. And then Marley Shetton. But yeah, that movie is not the best.
Oh, okay.
But the characters are awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I had to look this up, but now I know what you're talking about. I've seen it like twice.
It's not rememberable. It's kind of
no.
You know what's really funny? I don't actually remember it, but I do. The only thing I remember about that movie is them kind of making a joke movie about it on 30 Rock.
Yes.
That's like the only thing I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, Timmy's asking why we can only see me. You can only see me.
I'm working on it.
Because he's having technical difficulties right now. And Zebra doesn't have a camera at the moment. So.
Yeah, I just lost mine or something. So. I don't know what happened to it.
Thank you, Trinity. I had to throw something on. It needed to hide some of the. You need to hide the regrets in your life in the best way.
Pink always covers the regrets.
Exactly. Yes. Always. But and I see my husband has finally decided to arrive and make it. Nice to see you, darling. Oh, it's too funny. But okay. So, do you have a second Valentine's Day movie?
I couldn't think of a second one that took place on Valentine's Day.
Okay, how about Love and Betrayal? We'll take Love and Betrayal.
Love and
For
Betrayal.
1,000 Alex. There's gotta. I know you know a horror movie about somebody who got, but like, heck.
You know something actually does come to mind. The one that I can't think of is it's just like Raising Cain. That had love and betrayal and murder and John Lithgow.
True. I was gonna go with The Great Gatsby, but
okay. You know, yeah.
I mean, if you're going for the original book version, because don't get me wrong, the movie that has Leonardo DiCaprio in it, it is absolutely beautiful. The sets are gorgeous. The
costume design,
absolutely, they're extremely elaborate and beautiful, and they did an extremely beautiful job doing it. And I do like the interaction between the characters. However, they don't really get to the nitty gritty of the actual story that's in the book itself. The book, to me, is so much darker, and they're so much worse. Like, the people are such horrible people. And in the movie, it almost kind of gives the girl a pass because it's like, oh, she's a victim of her time and having to have a horrible... No. You're a horrible person, ma'am. You're a terrible person. You could have easily have gotten away and left with Gatsby. Like, what? No, I know.
Yeah. Can I try to make a case for a movie that I was trying to make a case with my friend the other day?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The Strangers.
Okay.
Because it starts off at a wedding. It's a proposal that gets denied and they
True.
still go back to the house, and like they're still trying to take care of each other in a time when they are very upset with each other, and then the murderers come in, and then they're still protecting each other from the murderers. Can I fight for that case?
Yeah, I gotta say though, while it is like one of those, it could be, it definitely is one of those betrayal movies, because if maybe if they hadn't gotten into that argument and things had gone the way it did, they may not have ended up in the cabin with all the scenarios in the way they did.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, because of them fighting, they weren't near each other or paying attention. They were avoiding each other. So it was easier for the strangers to get in and, mess around and what have you.
Yeah.
But that movie to me was just so, I wanted more from it. I wanted more. I'm not sure why, but I wanted more from the movie itself. And
See,
I
it's
think
one
the
of my
sequel did
favorite
pretty
movies.
good.
It's one of my favorite movies just because of like how like psychological it
Mhm.
is with it, and
Yeah.
it puts back into my mind, don't live in the middle of nowhere. Like it stresses me out like at a core level because of that.
Mhm.
Because I have lived in houses in the middle of nowhere, and I have like felt very unsafe because of that, because I feel so cut off. And
Mhm.
it's like, if someone comes out here, I'm screwed. I've had that fear there. And then the strangers came out, and I said, well, this just reaffirms that fear. So anytime I watch that still, I'm like terrified. So
I get it. I get it. Now that makes sense. That makes absolute sense. It's kind of like there's there's one of the shorts in Creepshow 2
Mhm.
where the kids go to a lake and and it's the blob that's in. I don't know if you've seen
Oh,
Creepshow 2 or not. They go to a
Oh,
lake
I know what
and
you're talking about.
there's a blob that eats them,
Mhm.
but they miss the sign at the beginning that says not to go in the water. So they all
Mhm.
go into the water, they swim out to the dock, and one by one they all get eaten by a blob that's in the water.
Mhm.
Well, I grew up in Michigan and we went to the lakes every summer. So that movie terrorized me more than Jaws did. Jaws
Mhm.
was like nothing, because I
I
mean,
agree.
beaches, I didn't have beaches that led to the ocean like that. Again, I
Right.
lived in Michigan, we had lakes, so it was like,
Mhm.
screw a shark. And then I saw that and went, and my mom, because when I was a kid growing up watching these movies at such a young age, whenever I would ask her, because she would tell me the whole reason that these horror movies are made is there's a lesson that you're supposed to learn from it. It's kind of like, what fairy tales used to be. There's a
Yeah.
lesson in it. And so after watching that, when I happened to ask her, I was like, so you want to explain to me what the story, like what the point was, what I'm supposed to learn from that, other than don't go in the water again, because you take me to the lake every summer? And she's like, don't ever go anywhere without telling someone where you're at. That's the lesson. Well, gee, thanks, Mom. I still have a slight fear of open water to this day, and I live in Florida now. So thanks for that, Mom.
So did
Thanks.
Jaws affect you now?
No, I'm still not worried about sharks. I'm more worried about a blob, an oilistic blob coming at me.
An oil blob
And
creature.
the worst part is I've actually I've had full on contact with a manatee on accident,
Oh my
and
God.
while it worried me, again, I was more concerned that it was a blob of a
Blob.
grease oil thing that was going to eat me. And my mom's like, it could have been a gator. I'm like, screw a gator. They leave
What about the
you
blob?
alone. Yes, the blob.
See, I grew up on the coast. So I
Mhm.
grew up in Washington State, and then like up and down the western coast, because my mom's from California, so back and forth up and down the coast. So I was always in the water, just in the ocean. So I didn't watch anything about sharks, because that was going to ruin the ocean for me.
I have a friend that actually watched Jaws like 2 or 3 weeks before their family moved them to Florida. Um, she's in her mid 50s. She still is not a fan of the ocean. She still won't go past her way.
I'm like body surfing, and I'm like, this is great.
Oh, it's too funny.
Getting tumbled by the waves.
Oh, Timmy asked, did Love Actually come out for Valentine's Day? I think Love Actually did come out. It was either Valentine's Day or Christmas. Because I know it came out on one of the maybe it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
that movie's terrible too, though. I mean, you ladies can disagree with me, and everyone in the chat on Hi Rick88. You guys can all disagree with me if you want and tell me. Obviously, this is an open discussion. I think Love Actually is such a toxic movie, and it is so unrealistic. It is definitely my number one reason for why I cannot stand most romance movies.
Came out in November.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of romance movies either.
I find them so unrealistic.
Like The Proposal I like because they're bickering most of the time, and I said, that's real.
That's funny. Yeah, The Proposal's funny, but
and Betty White's there, so it's great. Chanting in the woods.
Anybody doesn't like Betty White needs to
that's
see
a problem.
the way out the
that's
door.
A red flag.
Yeah, we don't need to trust them.
Yeah, no, that's a red flag.
Betty White's
I'm
amazing,
concerned.
especially in Lake Placid. I mean, she's hilarious. Come on. But no, I found that Love Actually, because that movie I found was toxic. I find a lot of those love romance movies are.
Have you heard the rule that if you can replace the male lead with Danny DeVito, then it's fine? But if it becomes creepy, then it's a problem.
I've heard I've actually heard that before. Isn't it? Don't they call it
Danny
the
DeVito
theory? Yeah. I have heard that before, and I swear that reigns true. I was literally just discussing this the other day with another friend of mine. I was saying, take 50 Shades of Grey for instance. Okay.
Oh, the Twilight fanfic?
God.
Listen, I've worked on Stephanie Meyer's hair, by the way. She's a terrible person. I hate her so much.
I'm not even gonna doubt it with the
I hate her so much. She's so rude for no reason.
Let's be honest, with what she wrote, she can't be great. She ruined vampires for so many reasons. She can't be a good person. There's no way.
You weren't allowed to bring up Twilight in front of her either. It was like forbidden. She would get
she knows her own work, so she knows it's bad. That's even.
I don't know if that was the reasoning, but she would get like so upset with you if you like brought up the fact that you knew about Twilight and that you knew that it was Stephanie Meyer.
Oh my God, that is.
Yeah, and I was like,
too funny.
I was like, don't come in here every 10 days. Then I don't know what to tell you. I was like, leave.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too much. Like, I mean, I just find a lot of 50 Shades of Grey, and you replace Christian Grey with an ugly, broke guy. Okay, it's an episode of Criminal Minds.
Yeah, replace it with Frank from Always Sunny.
Yeah, if anyone can give me one reason that is not true, I'll take it back. Okay, I'll even watch the movies. I refuse to watch them, but I will take it back and I will watch the movie and read the book. But I am telling you right now, if he was ugly and broke, it's an episode of Criminal Minds. I mean, he stalks her. He makes her sign a waiver before don't get me wrong, in today's society, I can kind of understand making somebody sign a waiver before you get down and dirty with them. Makes sense, a little. But still, like, there's a couple of red flags there. Just a few.
Just a couple?
Just a few.
Just a couple.
We need that guy that runs around with the flag. Excuse me, sir.
I love him so much.
He's so funny. And he's always right. He's always right.
He's always right.
He
knows.
Out there. He's always right.
Yeah, honestly.
That's so funny.
I want to know where you got that flag from.
Right. Timmy says definitely maybe had Ryan Reynolds in it, in Isa
Oh,
Fisher
sorry.
and Elizabeth Banks and Rachel Wentz. Definitely. I don't think I've seen Definitely Maybe.
Um,
I don't know if I've seen Definitely Maybe.
I think I have Against My Will. I think someone else was watching and I was just kind of like stuck in the room.
That's too funny. Okay, so here's a question that we can all debate on. Do you guys think Bridesmaids is a chick flick or a comedy? I consider it a comedy with a dash of a love story somewhere in the background. My husband Dreadpool says that it's a chick flick. What do you guys all think?
Wait, a what?
Do you think it's a chick flick or a comedy? Bridesmaids.
It's both.
It's both.
I think it's more comedy, but
Yeah.
I think it leans a little bit more comedy, but it's still definitely a chick flick.
It doesn't have to be one or the other.
Is it a chick flick because it's an all women cast? Is that why it's a chick flick?
A chick flick is a movie that's just specifically made
It's
targeted
good
for
towards women.
the women's demographic.
True. I guess.
So
I
it can be a chick
guess.
flick comedy, a chick flick drama, a chick flick anything.
So, okay, so I guess Dreadpool, you may be right, and now you have
He's
it on record. I guess I do watch
He-
chick flicks every
No, don't give him full right. He's partially right.
Yeah.
partially right. Yeah, that's true. Although I do have to admit, while I was pregnant, What to Expect When You're Expecting came out, and I did buy that, and I do own it, and I still think that is a hilarious movie, and I wish that more people told the truth the way they do in that movie. Because those of you who have not experienced pregnancy, yeah, it's not sunshine and rainbows, my friend.
I figured as much.
Definitely watch that movie, and I highly recommend reading the book because it is brutally honest. It's funny as all get out.
I've seen enough pregnant women to know, like, yeah. You know the reason I'm never having kids?
Exactly.
I only have one, and I used to say all the time, some people aren't meant to have them, and if I'm one of those people that's not meant to, well, then so be it. Just so happens that Dreadpool and I happen to make an amazing person, so I decided I stopped at perfection because the next one
Stopped at perfection.
Me, but acts like him. The next one's gonna look like him and act like me. The world cannot handle another me, a younger me.
Yeah, listen. There's already 2 nieces that I have that my sister and I are very similar, and they do no more. No, they're like worse than me and my sister are. So
These
no more.
younger kids are something totally different, man.
They're
Oh, hi, Louise. How you doing? I'm sorry, guys. It's Louise. Hi, sweetie. How are you? She's my she's the wife of the guy I do another podcast with on the Fridays. So that's why I'm so excited. She's very sweet. I love her. But sorry. Anyways, yeah. These new kids are something totally different, man.
No, they're scary.
They're working iPad, but you know what I do like, and again, I was talking about this. I talk a lot to a lot of people, about a lot of things. Oh Lord. But no, we were just saying. I was like, the only good thing we have on these kids, while they're so smart at such a young age, and they really are like way too smart at some things, and they're really good at getting things together and like sticking to a plan when they want something, they're dumb at the same time. They can't get away with being bad because they record it and then they post it online.
Yeah.
So like that's their saving grace. They're not going to be good criminals. So like we got that going for us. So,
yeah.
At least the parents and aunts and uncles, we got that going for us. We'll always catch them because they're dumb enough to record it and post it online.
That's true.
I mean, Let's be honest. Would you have gotten caught with a vape pen when you were younger?
No,
Like
I don't. Listen, I didn't caught with anything when I was younger. So
I was a great child. I never did anything wrong.
no, I was a perfect angel,
But
according to my mother.
I'm sorry, I'm reading Timmy's comment. He's talking about definitely maybe film now.
Yeah.
When he dated the
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I was definitely trapped in a room watching this.
I haven't watched that one, but now that Dreadpool knows that Ryan Reynolds in it, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to watch it now because.
Oh, he's a Ryan Reynolds man.
Huge Ryan Reynolds. He got upset with me when I watched that action movie that he did that came out on Netflix. What was it, like Six Underground or something?
Oh, I've never seen it.
It's really good. It's really good. But I thought he had already watched it, so I watched it and I was talking to him about it, and he's like, "I can't believe you watched a Ryan Reynolds movie without you." I'm sorry, I didn't think about it.
They're either a Ryan Reynolds man or a Keanu Reeves man.
Can't do it. But he can watch all the Star Wars without me. That's perfectly fine and acceptable in my book. I'm still mad about the now I can't even think of which one it is, but I refuse to watch any of them now after that one though.
You got to keep the petty strong.
They introduced it was the one movie, it was like almost a standalone movie. It was the one where they got the plans for the Death Star.
You're talking to the wrong person. I've seen like half the Star Wars stuff, but Ahsoka is still my favorite character. So
I didn't buy. I like the original Star Wars with the the original 3, and I liked a few of the other ones. Well, of course, Rogue One is the one I'm thinking of. Mm-hmm. We went to go see Rogue One, and it's almost kind of a standalone film because they introduce you to a bunch of characters that you're not going to really see again. I mean, for the most part, there are a few that you are going to see again, but it doesn't matter anyway. And they made me like these characters. Mm-hmm. It made me care about these characters and characters again. And then everybody died. And I was like, okay, no, I'm not watching any of these again. No. How can you do that to somebody? You can't even give me a little warning. Like Star Wars, not another Star Wars movie has done that yet, where they introduce you to a whole bunch of characters and then kill them all off like that. Like
that's the best.
That was not okay. That was not okay. No. Since then, I haven't watched any of them. I'm holding on to my petty.
You gotta hold the petty. It's the only thing that keeps you going.
Yes. But oh my. So, does anyone else have any rants they want to go on? Because I'm sure we've got time. I can't be the only one who has problems.
I got so many, but what kind of rant do I want?
Pick a movie and just blast on it.
You got something.
I mean, like Marvel. That's a whole can of worms.
There's too many now. It's hard.
There really is. It's really difficult. And then the shows you have to keep up on, and you got to keep up on the shows to keep up with the new movies. And it was a simpler time before Infinity War when it was just movies, and it was 52 hours of movies. I know because I did the math before I binge watched all of it. Before Endgame.
Star Trek.
Like 5 of them.
I used to love Star Trek. I watched it growing up, and I even watched like the original with Captain Kirk with William Shatner and all that. I mean, I was not born when those happened, but my mom
went back and rewatched
all that stuff, watching reruns. And there's too many of them now. I
Yeah.
can't keep up with half of it. I don't think I've really
It's so much.
one, and it's like I cannot keep track of what happened to the days where we got 2 movies and it was done, or 3 and we were done.
I mean, Harry Potter's got 8, and that was a lot for me.
That was that is.
But that was, you know what? I was dedicated. That was a complete series, and we were done.
Yes. But see, even that one could have been 6 or 7 movies. They didn't have to stretch.
Well,
they did the same thing with Lord of the Rings. They stretched it into what, 4 or 5.
Well, I understand it being 7 because it was supposed to be 1 for each school year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they split 7 into 2.
Because
so
that
I get
was
it.
The thing at the time was like.
No, Harry Potter was the first one to do it.
The thing. But
Harry Potter was the first to split.
I don't watch movies like that. I don't.
So,
I think they're all boring.
And then Twilight did it. Twilight copied with the split last movie, and then Hunger Games copied with the split last movie, and then that just became a thing. And then Marvel just did whatever Marvel did.
You know what, though? Twilight's another one. Creepy as all get out. That didn't need to be stretched out in I got
5 movies
too. Why is a grown man talking about having a future relationship with a newborn?
Yes. Okay. So my only thing that I appreciate about Twilight is how much the actors hate the movies, hate the script, hate all of it. Robert Pattinson especially, he violently hates it.
Oh yeah, every interview he's done since that series ended, he's flat out said, "I do not talk to me about it. I can't stand it. I don't want it. I regret it." And I'm like, I can understand hating it, and I can understand somewhat regretting it, but it gave you a start and it made you a well-known name. So you do kind of have to show some gratitude. While I can understand hating it, you should have some gratitude because it made you, just like Kristen Stewart should have a little gratitude because, let's be honest, it's one of the few movies she didn't have to have any facial expressions in, and nobody made fun of her at the time for it.
People did make fun of her. But if you read the books, which I regrettably read the first 3, yeah, listen, no one at my school would shut up about it, so I finally just read it.
So, on the cover. The first one, at least.
And yes, the first one does have an apple on the cover. But Bella doesn't have any emotion, so she's doing her job acting of not showing any emotion whatsoever.
See, I read one of the books, and it was because I have multiple siblings, and my younger sister liked the series. She was a young preteen at the time when they came out, and it was obviously geared towards that age group. And she knows that I like horror and vampires and things, and she was like, "You should really read this book. I think you'll like it." Da, 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 da. And of course, her being my baby sister, and there's quite a bit of an age gap in between her and I. I'm always overly nice for most things. I'm like, "Oh yeah, honey, it's great. I loved it." I mean, she made me read The Hunger Games. Not my favorite. Got through it. When she asked me my opinion, I was like, "That was a fantastic story, sweetie. I'm so glad you recommended it." But Twilight, that about killed me. I was so mad when they got to the kill scene, and I'm thinking, we're finally gonna No, we kind of skip over that entirely and just say they don't have vampire teeth. They have to not, like, that would have been, you missed a full opportunity for just 5 seconds of gore. I would have loved to see Edward Cullen just gnaw into something and just rip it apart with his human. I mean, that could have made it interesting.
Yeah.
But
no. I know.
No, instead we get a creepy couple 100-year-old dude going to high school with a bunch of kids, because that's normal.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
Personally, if I were a vampire and got stuck in like an 18-year-old's body forever, I don't know. I'm doing something. I'm going to Cabo. I'm going to hit up the clubs, VIP sections.
Did you ever watch Daybreakers? Did we have this conversation?
Yes.
You saw the
like
kids, vampires, just like chilling out, smoking and drinking.
Vampire Diaries did it better.
What are you supposed to do with your child? I watched like 2 episodes of that, or 3, or 4. That blonde lady, they introduced her in 1 episode, and she was better than everyone else, and then they killed her, and then I was like, I don't care about this show. She was like in 1 episode. I didn't remember her name. I just remember being like, you know what? I'm not watching this show.
I didn't watch the Vampire Diaries. I did watch the originals, though. I like the originals because I think the Vampire Diaries, whenever it was described to me, it was always more of like a teen-friendly vampire romance drama thing, and I was like, I'm not sure. And then they started telling me about the Elena doppelganger things, and I'm like, this seems a little complicated for me.
It is complicated, however, it's entertaining.
I'll have to say I do like the originals.
Great trash television. That's how I would describe it.
Gotta have that trash television. As long as it's better
great.
than the Riverdale thing.
Yes.
I think we're okay.
Yes, it's better than Riverdale. I promise you. Having watched both, it's much better than Riverdale.
I was so disappointed with Riverdale. I really wanted to like it, and I was really excited that they were going to be kind of going a little darker with it. And after I think I watched the first season, and I got like 2 episodes into the second season, and went, okay, this makes me feel like I'm going to be put on a list. Like, I'm going to have to register whenever I move. It's. I feel the same way with that Euphoria show.
Oh, Euphoria?
Yeah. It's supposed to be teenagers, kids, minors, and we're showing them.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on a list for watching these shows and enjoying them as adults. And then, who are these geared towards? Because I'm not letting my teenager watch this. You're out of your effing mind if you think I'm letting my kid watch this. And it makes me feel good watching it.
Like 19, 20-year-olds, maybe? Question mark? I don't know.
Maybe it's for the same people that, what is it? The foam party game.
Foam Stars?
Foam Star. Yeah, maybe it's made for the same people who like Foam Stars. You missed that, Zebra. That was a whole bit for a little while when they announced that game. Have you heard of that game?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Foam Stars. It was a game that they released. Would they release it at the end of last year, Cozy?
It's beginning of like this month.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Beginning of this month.
But they announced it at one of the last shows last year, and you'll have to watch it. It's an extremely strange. It's sexy, overly drawn, overly sexualized characters shooting machine guns of foam. I'm confused. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm very confused. And that's been the whole thing. That's been my thing since the beginning. Is like I do not know who this game is for, because it's not a first-person shooter, so it's not going to interest people in that aspect. It's a little too sexy for kids to, their parents. Like, I wouldn't buy my kid that.
Yeah.
Who's this game for? What? But apparently it's doing really well. Like, because he said it just came out, and apparently the reviews are phenomenal on it. But
a what?
Yeah, apparently it's done real well. Yeah, you and me both same face. I don't know. Apparently it's a really good game.
What?
I'm not playing it to find out, but that's what they're saying.
I'll take the review's words for it.
Blatant ripoff of Squid Games, but adult.
Yeah. It's basically Splatoon.
Squid Game's is something else.
I'm just confused. Sometimes they come out with movies and games and cartoons and things. And I'm like, who is this for? What is this for? Doesn't make sense. Oh, but because I got squirreled, someone, let me see if I can find this. Someone mentioned Warm Bodies earlier.
Oh, Warm Bodies!
Oh, Warm Bodies! Yeah. When you guys were talking about the zombie movie earlier, I was like, what is that one?
I love Warm Bodies!
That's a really good one, too. I like that one. That is a really good movie. I was really pleasantly surprised with that one, actually. Mm-hmm. I was really pleasantly surprised with that one. It's just like, have you guys seen that movie, Zombies?
No, or have.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that doesn't sound familiar.
It's like, it's half black and white and then half color. And it's a group of, I don't know if they're young adults or
I have seen that.
But they get infected with the virus, but they think everyone else is. So when they're looking at the world around them, everything is in black and white. But when people are looking at them, they're in color. And it's actually really funny. It's a dark comedy, a very dark comedy, but it's really good. It came out, I think.
I love a dark comedy.
Warm Bodies too. I could be wrong. I think it's on Netflix, or it was on Netflix or Hulu. One of those two. At least it was for a while.
Netflix nor Hulu.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's somewhere you can find it. Maybe, I know YouTube does different videos for free every once in a while. They rotate them out. And then, of course, because Night of the Living Dead, the copyright expired on that one, you can watch that anywhere.
Oh,
for
yeah.
free. Little known fact. I'm so glad you did that, though.
How long is the copyright?
Oh, I think it depends. I believe you can only have like 100-year copyrights. I think that's why Disney lost the copyright for Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
You can only copyright it for so long, and if you
right.
the deadline, you can't copyright it after that at all. So we'll start seeing a lot of Disney horror movies shortly. Because
yeah, I know there's like a Winnie the Pooh one.
Yeah, Blood and Honey. They're going to be doing the second one. They've announced that they're doing a sequel for that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know Disney is the reason that the copyright laws kept getting extended for so long, and then they finally were like, "No, we're not doing it again."
Yeah, and everyone wants to hate on Florida for it. Well, you're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Florida's had a hand in telling Disney no. So
yeah.
But wow. Trying to think. I don't know anymore. I'm at a loss of words.
I don't know.
Oh, we got a super chat from Dreadpool. Says, great show. Let's like and share to more people. Yeah, guys, don't forget to like it. It helps the algorithms. It does help the algorithm. It's always nice.
Have you seen? Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Okay. Oh my goodness. I think this one is on Netflix. I think this is where I saw this one. It's like this woman and she's like trapped in like this post-apocalyptic world, being stalked by this creature.
What did it say that again? She's trapped in a post.
She's trapped, and it's in a post-apocalyptic world, and she's out doing something, and she's trapped. She ends up trapped.
Isn't she in like a Jeep or a truck or something?
Yes.
And it flips over. Yeah, I have seen that. I can't think of the
And
name.
it's a really good.
It is.
Name of it, but it's like.
Yeah, it's kind of a slow burn. It's a real.
Yeah.
It's one of those it's one of those ones that makes you think. It plays more on your emotions, I think, more than it is more of a scare factor. It's got that. Of course, it's got that suspense, but I think it also plays on like your primal fears of like the dark and things as well. I've seen it. It is a good movie. I believe that's a indie movie as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's like, I mean, the final reveal of the movie is like what made it like really like whoa, like I wasn't expecting.
I need to know the name of this movie.
I am trying to find it.
It's a foreign movie too, I believe. I think it's from like Australia or something.
I believe it had the title is only one word though.
Yeah, no, it's a really short title. I can't even think of when it was made, to be honest. I don't even know why I watched it. I was just scrolling through movies and was like, "What's this?"
Sometimes you find the best movies that way, though.
Yeah, that's why I miss like Blockbuster. I really do.
Honestly.
I used to go to Blockbuster on like Friday or Saturday night and just walk down the horror aisles and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick this and this and this." I've watched some of the weirdest movies doing that. Absolutely weird. One time
Hostile.
Hostile.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
One of the routes that I could take home from school when I lived in Washington had a Blockbuster on the way, so I would sometimes like get money from my mom and just be like, "Can I go to Blockbuster after school?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, entertain yourself. It's fine." So she'd give me like $30 or something so I could get some candy too, and I would just like go pick a few movies and then walk back home. Nice. And then I'd be like, perfect.
It's a way to do it. It's the way to do it. I ended up watching a student film that way, actually. To this day, I'm not sure if it was supposed to be there or if somebody like slipped it in a case when they brought the movie back. But it was the weirdest and worst movie I've ever seen. It was one of those like you have to finish watching it.
Yeah.
Things, but the effects were so bad. There was a scene where this person gets sliced, like they're supposed to get sliced down the center. And you can see the blood bag, the clear bag, all the blood and guts underneath the dirt, and it like falls out. And then there's another scene where, because it's a killer clown, of course.
Of course it is.
Of course.
I honestly don't remember much about the movie, but a few things. But there's this clown chasing a guy through a park, and he's trying to kill him. Well, he ends up catching him for a minute and cutting off his member. Sounds horrifying and gross. In reality, I'm sure it really is, but because this movie had the worst effects ever, it really wasn't. All you saw was just a little bit of blood on the guy's hands and pants, and he somehow gets away and keeps running. Well, then this clown proceeds to take the member that he has cut off the guy and throw it at him. So then it goes to slow motion, and in slow motion, you see it just like roll by. And it just like rolls by and just like does one of these across his face. And you can tell it's a toy that is supposed to have a suction on the bottom of it. Suction off, so it's just a flat. I will never forget that movie. I can't remember any other part of it. I can't remember what the rest of the movie was. But those two scenes are forever seared into my brain. And I wish for the life of me I could find it again, just so I could show and share everybody. That's something you should share with everyone.
So, have you seen the movie Student Bodies?
Yes.
Okay, so that movie, I don't know how my sister and I found it, to be quite honest. But we thought it was supposed to be like an actual horror movie. But the scene where he is like in the float or something, going to like kill the girl and her boyfriend or whatever with an eggplant, is forever seared into my sister and I's brain.
Oh god.
He just walks up to them and says, "Do you like eggplant?" while stroking an eggplant, and then they're dead. But it's to the point now that my sister and I are going to get eggplant tattoos.
Oh god.
So we've also decided that it's going to be Courage in an eggplant costume. So so that's been decided now for like years. It's just getting the time and the money to go and get it done.
Oh, that's
so whenever I talk about like my tattoo ideas and I mention that one and I'm like, that's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. And they're like, okay. So but I just needed to explain that to somebody. Because it just lives rent-free in my head all the time.
That's too funny. Well, hi, Bluebell. Welcome to the show. And I do like that my husband spends money on me. I mean, kind of goes hand in hand with, being married to me. Just saying. And Dylan, he says, so how much would you need to spend to make her happy? I mean, you can use your imagination. There's never enough money in the world. I mean, whoever said money can't solve problems obviously is broke.
Hasn't been poor.
I ain't never heard of an unhappy person crying in a Beamer before, have you? Just saying.
I mean, you can be unhappy crying in one, but you could also be unhappy crying in a car that's much worse.
Oh, thank you, Stella. I appreciate it. Bluebell, he's my husband. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure he knows what kind of person I actually am and my personality. So I appreciate that you're concerned for him, but you don't have to be. We just had our anniversary, actually, 11 years. So we've been together for 13. If he doesn't know me now, then I don't think he knows anything. Just saying. Just my 2 cents. Oh my. So, anyways, back to movie topics, shall we?
Okay.
So, anybody else have any movies they would like to discuss?
Let's see. I guess like, the reason I don't watch I can't really watch any modern like love stories and like romance movies is because Ghost and When Harry Met Sally exist. And they kind of just ruin all the others for me.
That's understandable. When Harry Met Sally is a classic, though, so I guess that really wouldn't be a fair comparison because that was a pretty good movie.
The fact that as a very young child I could still be entertained by it says something. It's relatively doesn't have much going on for a young kid, but
yeah. And Ghost ruined other movies?
Yeah.
And Patrick Swayze was a good looking man, but
it was just amazing. Honestly, I like the kind of more I don't like happy endings.
To be fair, I think Ghost might be one of the few non-toxic romance movies.
Yeah, it's just like a really good love story, even if he does. Even if she never sees him again. What? Oh, because the other one that I really liked as a kid was Love Story. Something's wrong with me.
True Lies is a good movie.
What?
True Lies is a good love story.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can forgive the lying a little bit. I mean, but in that case, it's kind of understandable because of his job. I mean, you can't really tell somebody, hey, I travel around the world and kill people. Maybe. I guess it would depend on the spouse.
Can I just count Elizabeth and William Turner from the Pirates movies? Because I love them so much.
I've seen
Yeah,
like,
I'm sad that they're not going to be. I'm sad that they're doing another one and they're not going to bring any of the original characters back anymore. That's
I know.
I've seen like half of one.
I'm obsessed with those movies. Always have been.
We have the collection. I had to buy the limited edition where it comes in a chest. It comes in an actual little chest with a gold coin. It's so cute.
I feel like we had that, but because we have moved several times, I feel like I get lost.
It happens, unfortunately. I know my
I
sister,
feel like
every time she has to move, she's in the military, so of course they do everything for you. And
yeah.
she's not happy with the last one.
Yeah, active duty moving is terrible, which is what my dad did, but my mom's reserves, so we moved ourselves. So, however, still moving yourself from states is not great. So, it was, we still lost a lot of things when we moved from Washington to Arizona.
No.
That's a pretty far move, too.
Yeah. So, we moved down here in a car that didn't have a working radiator in the middle of summer. So,
oh no!
Blasting the heat in 120-degree weather was really fun in the car.
You know what's even funnier is that new cars, you couldn't do something like that anymore. Like if your radiator goes in new cars, it's done.
No. I think we had a Jeep at the time that was like made the year I was born. So 97 Jeep or something.
Oh, that's funny. My mom had an old station wagon for years that we used to make that was held together by duct tape, glue, and dreams.
Yeah. We had one of those too before we got the Jeep.
You could hear it coming like 4 blocks away.
Yeah. Like everything's fine. Just don't look at it.
I actually, when my friends all started getting licenses, 3 of my friends actually hit my mom's car.
Oh my god.
And it still moved. It kept right on trucking.
Older cars were built to last.
Yes, they were. Although
new ones are plastic.
I do have to give credit where credit's due. The Nissan Rogues, they can definitely take a pounding. That's what I drive, and I got into a couple of car accidents in one. And my car was unfortunately totaled with my last accident, which none of the accidents were my fault. Of course, go figure. One kid he ran a stop sign. Another one ran a stop light. Another one decided not to stop when I did and ran into the back of me.
I love when those happen.
Yeah, but I've tested that car very well, and they hold up really well in accidents.
So you're saying I should trade my Ultimate in for a Rogue?
They are one of when I got mine, they were one of the top 5 safest cars on the road.
Okay.
So
I do want a Rogue next, so I'm on track. Because I also get hit very often. So I don't do anything. I just exist.
It drives me crazy. What made me laugh with the one accident when the guy ran the stop sign, he tried telling the cop that I sped up to hit him. And the cop obviously was like, there's no way. And I'm laughing and I'm looking at him going, how in the world did you not see my car? It is shiny, it is brand new, and it's got all these lights on it. How did you? It's like hitting a fire truck with the lights on. How did you not see this?
Mm.
My lights, my headlights are so bright, I can see up a bug's butthole. If I turn my brights on, I can see all the way on the other side of the world, probably. Like, you mean to tell me you can see my car? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, guys. Accident magnet.
Well.
Well, guys, I guess, I think that's about it for the evening.
Final words? Final thoughts? Final movies?
Does anyone have any finals?
I think the only one I can think of is The Returned.
Oh, is that the one with, no.
The zombies? But
Not zombies.
They were unzombied, and like literally they were given these like daily injections.
I thought it was wasn't it? Don't they have to wear like watches too or something in that one?
I don't know. I know one of the ones where they had to wear the watches was like the dude looking for someone to take care of his child, his baby.
Oh yeah,
his child.
I know which one. Yeah. I know that one.
Yeah. There's like one where a guy it's in Australia and he's looking for someone. It's like everything's gone and he's just looking for someone to take care of his baby.
Yeah,
because he's already been bitten.
Lost another kid. And, that one's a good movie too. That's a really good movie too. But yeah, the Returned. I know which one you're talking about. That's the one where the what used to be a zombie but isn't a zombie. He goes to live with his brother and his sister-in-law, right, and their kid.
No, he's got the one I'm talking about it's his wife and him, and she's a doctor. He's like a returned, and she's trying to. I know which one you're talking about, but this one he's trying to. She is aware that they're running out of like the zombie cure because they use it. It's extracted from people who've turned.
Oh! I know which movie you're talking about now. Yeah, that one was sad.
Yeah.
That one was sad. The ending was sad as that one. Yeah, that one is a good movie too. Definitely a good movie for sure.
Oh yeah.
Good call. But Deborah, do you have any last thoughts? Movies?
I got nothing.
All right, with that, everybody, we will let you guys all go. We appreciate you all tuning in. We appreciate you guys chatting so much. Love that you guys were so interactive. And for anybody that was lurking in the back, we appreciate you doing that as well. Don't forget to give us a like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, do so. It always helps with the algorithms. And we'll be back next Sunday, same time-ish. It's mayhem. We always run a little late, but we'll be around at some point. So hopefully we'll have more cameras.
Yeah, I don't know why mine isn't working. I swear. And it works in the preview. That's what makes it most frustrating. It worked in the preview, and somehow it doesn't disable. It won't get off disabled. I don't know why.
I'll tell you what, if we can't get everybody's cameras working next week, I'll do like some horror makeup or something to make it a little more interesting since you guys have to stare at me for the whole hour.
Yeah, I mean, the next thing is I tried to set it up in OBS, but then OBS wouldn't also. It's like my camera just won't work with this application for whatever reason.
It's not one thing, it's another. Last week it was doing the face tracker.
Always a technical difficulty.
We have to share. It goes around. We all have them.
Nothing has changed since 2016.
No. But with that being said, thanks guys for tuning in. I'm Death Dealer.
I'm ZebbraFries.
And I'm Cozy Beluga.
And you can catch us all on Twitter. And I'm on Iconic Video Games on Friday nights at 8 o'clock if you guys want to tune into that. And if you guys, like I said earlier, if you go back and watch Good Morning Xbox on Iconic Video Games channel, towards the end of the show, you can hear me sing Barbie Girl horribly. So with that being said, have a good night, guys. We'll see y'all. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.